Qual é? Alguém aí tem a chave lá de baixo? Trancado. Será que a chave tá no porão? Eu esqueci? Vou olhar de novo, não vale, né? Não custa nada. Tá não. Acho que essa porta não abre. Ou abre por fora. Porta inútil. Que ódio. Bora. Aqui eu vou ter que ir de fast travel, né? Espero que funcione. Amém. Aproveitar e consertar minhas armas que eu tô precisando. Nossa! Credo. Que é isso? Uma espada de aço. Só um roubo. Fui roubado. Vou pôr na conta da Kira. Kira! Tá me devendo. Você tá me devendo, tá ligado? Kira!
Geralt, just when I was starting to miss you.
É, o mago da ilha, fala dele.
Tell me more about this mage from the Isle. Were you two close?
Never expected you'd take such an interest in my private life.
More interested to know if you bonded as fellow magic practitioners.
Well, we had little in common in that arena. Oh, Alexander was one of those anxious experimenters, forever short on sleep. The kind that thinks perfect happiness is an isolated tower and a full set of vials and alembics.
Consegui desfazer a maldição.
Like Isle's free of its curse.
Able to persuade Graham to go to the tower with you? Did you mention there was a pester involved?
He knew the risks, but he'd also heard lots of stories about true love, whose kiss can break any spell. Can't help thinking that gave him courage.
And? It ended well?
Depends how you look at it. Curse is lifted, Annabelle's spirit is left in peace. But Graham's dead.
Oh, poor boy. Still, he's proved that true love may be more common than some suppose.
E fala de amor. Verdadeiro, hein? O Alexandre tá fazendo alguma pesquisa bizarra com os ratos e humanos.
Bothering me.
What?
Annabelle said Alexander was studying diseases. She mentioned Catriona. You knew this?
All the mages knew about it. Alexander was a highly regarded epidemiologist. I would have given anything for an opportunity to study his notes, but he guarded them jealously.
O que você quer fazer com a lâmpada agora?
The lamp. What do you want to do with it?
As I said, you may keep it. I don't believe I shall need it anymore given the Isle's been cleansed. I actually regret not going there with you. Perhaps we can make up for that lost time now.
Yeah.
All right. Time I was on my way.
Perhaps you'd stay just a bit longer? There's one small favor you might yet do for me.
What is it?
I put in an order for a few substances from Novigrad. The trader was due to be here yesterday but has yet to arrive. Could you see what happened? The package is rather important to me.
Beleza.
Why not? If he was coming here from Novigrad, he must have passed through Blackbow. I'll check the area.
Thank you. I shall be ever so grateful.
Ai, essa mulher não para de me dar trabalho. Right. Vamos ver o que essa mulher quer de nós agora. Bandidos. O que é esse trem aqui? O que é isso? Plantas? Que isso? Que isso? Desce do pocotó. Desce. 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 Vai, pocotó, sai vazado. Otário. Otário. Não me diga. Qual é o que tá pegando aqui? Ai. Insetos. Why did it have to be bugs? Jesus amado. Ai! Foi mal. Ixi, um grandão. Op. Ai! Ai, me envenenou. Vou acabar morrendo. Ai. Tô bêbado. Não consigo enxergar. Ai. Envenenou de novo. Oh meu Deus. Nossa, não tiro nada. Queima. Queima. Op. Queima. Nossa, quase morri. O que mais? Pobre cavalinho. Oh. Vambora. Oh meu Deus.
Drowners in the water. My favorite.
Ó, congelei ela. Ó, meu cavalo. Só bugou ela. Tô bonita, hein? Porra, que gatinha. Eu quero lutar. Por que não deixa eu lutar? Tem que matar a porcaria dos outros bichos, né? Vem. Oh, no soco não, GERALT. Porra. Saca a espada. Saca a espada. Ai. Ora. Ora.
Looks like rain.
Você acha?
Wide, heavy wheels. Merchant's wagon.
Pelou o bicho. Vai levar lá ou pra cá? Acho que é pra cá, né?
Veered off the road at high speed. Doesn't bode well.
Direção perigosa. Estava alcoolizado, provavelmente.
Yeah, merchant traveling across Velen alone. No way that was gonna end well.
Deu merda.
Leftovers, cuts of meat, cataplepis. Wonder what spell requires that.
Catoplebas. Pacote para
Package
quem?
still intact. Don't sense anything magic though. Wonder how
Sabe
Kira
que
will
isso é pra
explain
ela.
this one.
Eita. Necrófago. Ai.
Human, from an artery, hid, waited for help. It never came. That's
Coitado.
Velen for you.
Faleceu. Tadinho. Ele tá vindo bem, ele morreu. Se lascou. Rutsch. Agro. Agro.
Slow now.
Agro. Pronto, Kira. Vai me deixar em paz, mulher. Vai me deixar em paz. Toma. Toma.
Geralt, just when I was starting to miss you.
Toma, sua tralha.
Got those, substances you wanted?
Splendid. I can finally begin my study of double arboreal racination patterns. But first, I'll...
Brew yourself a mug of mulled wine? Saw what the wagon was carrying. Exquisite meats, expensive wines, Zeracanian spices. Not a speck of magic. Care to tell me what you're up to?
I would rather show you. But you must wait a bit.
Beleza.
Color me
Meu
intrigued.
Deus.
Fine, I'll wait.
Then shoo, outside.
Gonna slip into something more comfortable?
Later. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Well, go on, out. You've been patient, thank you. It's almost ready.
Huh? If I wanted to see white mice, I'd just get drunk.
Note that I said almost. Now don't interrupt. The cane within Cathel.
Beleza. Virou rato aí. Rato do
Third
cavalo.
mouse, what happened to it?
The spell has a 66.67% chance of success. I always use one more than I need, just in case.
So where did... Kira, gonna explain what's going on here?
Know the fairy tale about Cinderella?
Mm-hmm. True story it's based on, too. A Zoogle cropped up in a palace pond and ate Princess Cinderella whole. Left behind one slipper, so...
I beg you, not another word about Zoogles. Now, to return to the fairy tale. I'd like to escape these ghastly swamps for one magical night. I don't need a fairy godmother, I'll cast the spells myself. But I could use a Prince Charming. It just so happens you're the only decent candidate in all Velen. So, what do you say to a moonlight ride on horseback? And dinner?
Comida? Pode crer. Mas eu sou um Witcher. A piranha.
I'm a witcher, not a gigolo.
De vez em quando.
Don't flatter yourself. I don't want to shag you in the bushes, but to share a pleasant evening. But if no, then no.
Bah. Beleza.
Oh, all right. I'll do it.
I feel honoured. Truly. Before we go, there's one more thing.
Gotta transform a pumpkin into a carriage?
No. I shall transform our rancid rags into something more glamorous. Don't wince. It'll only be an illusion, won't hurt a bit. And at dawn, everything will return to normal.
É, por que não?
Why not? Might as well go all out.
Then hold on tight. Gavella Glan. So, what do you think? Neckline too modest?
It's just right.
Oh, I might also have changed your hair colour while I was at it. I've always fancied dark-haired men. Oh well, any port in a storm. Well, off we go. Dinner's waiting. Last one there does the dishes.
Cara, pra mim ela só pôs luvas. Eu troquei a roupa toda.
Go,
Assim?
go.
Falou, vou ganhar a corrida. Você lava a louça. Você lava a louça que eu sei que tá inventando. Ela vai ter que lavar a louça. Lavar a louça todo dia. Ai, tô ficando cansado.
Faster.
Não. Não vai me passar não. Nope, nope. Nope, nope, nope. Vambora. Vou botar um quest ali. Depois tem que voltar aqui. Ei, ganhei.
Congratulations. You'd make an excellent jockey.
If only I were a foot shorter and 5 stone lighter.
Well, yes. But then I'd not have invited you here. Now do you see why I needed those substances?
É, poderia ter falado a verdade.
Could have just told me what this was about right up.
Geralt, run to the woods and fetch my shopping. I'd like to make dinner. Well, would you have helped?
If I'd known I'd get a glass of Zubaram dry in return, of course.
Well, well, never took you for a wine connoisseur.
Think witchers suck the marrow out of drowner bones and wash it down with puddle water?
More or less. Well, we've chatted long enough on empty stomachs. Let's dig in.
Must have cost you a small fortune. Sure you don't need me to pitch in?
Please, I manage. You know, a dozen eggs here, a cock or gander there. Besides, my finances are about to improve.
Como assim?
How, if you don't mind my asking? I mean, you'd think the only work to be had in Velen would be in farming.
Very true. So, I've two options. I can either start cultivating turnips or leave. But that's not what I wish to discuss. Thank you once again, Geralt, for your help with the tower. You were fabulous.
Not the first curse I've lifted.
But among the most difficult, correct? What happened on that island? Why, I shiver at the thought. And the laboratory. I sincerely hope you burnt everything. The cages, the corpses, the papers.
Por quê?
Why are you even interested?
Because I grasped the importance of the studies conducted there. In the wrong hands, the findings could do immense harm. I'm sorry. Such a gloomy subject to broach. I simply shouldn't have, not during our romantic dinner.
Romantic? Thought we came here as friends.
Friends, with benefits. So?
Não. Tem a Yennefer, foi mal.
Sorry, there's someone else.
So what? Oh, Geralt, Geralt. You're so old-fashioned. Will you at least lie down and gaze at the stars with me?
Why not?
Know what they call that constellation in Zerrikania?
Dragon something, I bet.
No, it has a different name. A bit indecent, actually. Lean closer and I'll whisper it in your ear.
Você vai me fixar.
Kira? Where? Put me to sleep with a spell. Means she's up to something. Fyke Isle. The tower.
Tá porra. Me deu boa noite, Cinderela. Ai, podia ter um barquinho aqui perto pra ir lá, hein? O barquinho mais próximo não está tão próximo. Acho que eu vou de teleporte. Aproveitar e passar aqui no caminho. Curte. Bora. É aqui. Qual é?
What are you doing here?
What? The sun flying from the moon? We're making offerings to the All-God, clearly.
You too can seek his aid. That's if you've got fitting offerings. He scorned ours, then cursed the old village.
Deus.
The All-God, you call him. First I've heard. Is some new deity?
Nay, 'tis ancient, revered by our forefathers. They say it were like this. Roslav of Oriton came here to gather brushwood. And suddenly, for no reason, a bush burst into flame. Then, Roslav heard a voice from the ground, demanding offerings and obedience.
We've been coming here since then, bearing gifts, in exchange for which the All-God watches over us, keeps us from evil.
Plain to see that.
Ai ai, o que é ver de errado com suas ofertas?
So, what's wrong with your offerings?
You needn't mock us, you can see right well we brought scraps. Before the war, I wouldn't give this such to me elms. But what can we do? Such are the times.
And they're like to get worse. All-God said if he don't get a rafter of bacon and a barrel of beer at least, the rivers will fill up with frogs and locusts or some such will devour the harvest.
Vou conversar com ele.
I could intercede on your behalf with this All-God of yours. Got a feeling we'd come to an understanding.
Well, I suppose it can't hurt to try. To speak with him, you have to stand before the altar and cry out, "All God, help a poor wretch in need." Who knows, he might just listen to a foreigner.
Vamos testar isso.
Someone placed an illusion here.
Onde que eu tenho que falar? Aqui?
Oh, All-God, help a poor wretch in need. Pretty please.
How dare you disturb my divine rest, mortal?
I dare disturb it because I want your divine self to lift the, curse you cast. Those peasants really don't have.
They must bring worthy offerings or they shall face drought, driving hail, earthquakes, avalanches. I have spoken.
Avalanches? Here? How would that work? No answer from the All-God. Fine. We can finish our conversation when I find him. Voice came from underground. Wine. More like vinegar. Someone drank it anyway. Could follow the scent. A crack. Too small to pass through, but big enough for sound to come out.
Vamos lá caçar esse Deus
Something here.
Supremo.
Where's that artifact Kira gave me?
Isso é uma ilusão, por que eu tenho que dissipar, né? É só atravessar. Não? Oh.
What? Who dares disturb my divine being?
Geralt of Rivia. Pleasure. Expected the All-God to be corporeal in form, but never thought he'd be corpulent. Fattened up nicely at those peasants' expense.
Expense? Expense? Not a word about the help I give in return. Blessings, absolutions, enlightened advice. Believe me, these folks need all of it. I'd watch over them still if they fulfilled their end. But lately they offer these pathetic scraps.
That they steal from the mouths of their children, and to make matters worse, you cast a curse on them.
And I'll not lift it till they bring me worthy offerings. I'm to settle for curds and whey? Not a chance. And you can tell them that.
Você quer tomar uma surra, gordão? Tá aqui há muito tempo?
Been in this hole long?
For a century or so. One winter I found shelter here. Built a fire so large the flames leapt through the crack, lit the bushes above. I coughed from the smoke, and suddenly heard a peasant. A voice out of nowhere, he called. A miracle. Thus, I became a god.
Parasite, more like.
Maybe so. But what of Freya and Melitele then, Demanding prayers and offerings, given naught in return? I talk at least.
É, beleza. Eu não quero matar ele. Contente-se com oferenda simples ou morra. Vou te matar. Ou tá bem. Eu vou contar pros caras.
Fine, I'll tell them what you want. But they'll carry you out of here on pitchforks one day. You'll see.
Quê? Eu quero expulsar esse escroto.
Maybe you'd care to go up top, see if you're still there.
Vou te roubar, seu gordão. Otário. Tá roubando os caras. Troco de nada. Cara, a verdade. Sempre a verdade. E eu não matei ele. Se matarem foi esses caras.
Anything new?
Talk to your old god, face to face.
And will he show us mercy?
Sadly, the old god wouldn't bend. Seems this shepherd's got a stern hand for his flock.
Told you, Tribal. Won't move him with tears. We gotta empty our larders.
Façam a sua própria justiça, né?
Oh, one last thing. Did you know there's a crypt beneath this hill? Might want to take a look sometime. Architecture's fascinating.
Pronto. Está nas mãos deles. Babaca.
Maybe you'd care to go up top, see if you're still there.
Babaca. Bora, Roach. Continuar a missão da Kira. Kira! Temos que conversar.
A light. Top floor of the tower.
Ó, o bug visual.
So, found what you were looking for?
Yes, thanks for asking. How are you feeling? Sleep well?
Você me usou?
You used me.
Oh, please. I merely seized an
Oh,
opportunity.
boy.
If I'd known you just wanted Alexander's notes, I'd never have helped you lift the curse from Fyke Isle.
All right. Perhaps I wasn't completely honest. Didn't quite toe the line. But I knew you'd manage. You're so manly and all. Geralty poo. Wipe that frown off your face, or I might think you don't like me anymore.
Você me traiu, mulher. O que é que você tá tentando?
Didn't come here to play games. I want to know what you're up to.
Naturally, you suspect me of the worst. I don't deserve that. My intentions are pure, like a virgin's tears. Alexander was studying the Catriona plague. I'll use his notes to produce medication, perhaps a cure, or at least a vaccine.
Strictly humanitarian motivations, is that it?
No, strictly selfish ones. The mighty would pay willingly for such a remedy. Can you imagine how much? Take Radovid, for instance. Why, he might even consider forgetting my past associations with the lodge.
Eu acho que o Radovid não vai esquecer nada. Ele é louco.
Radovid doesn't forget, and Radovid doesn't forgive, especially when it comes to sorceresses.
He'll make an exception for me. He'll have to. I have something he wants.
Please, you don't believe that.
Well, you believe Yennefer will stop treating you like a dog someday. Don't see me laughing. I'm going to see Radovid. Tell him of this research, whether you like it or not.
É suicídio.
This is suicide, Kira. You'll wind up tied to a stake, burned to bolster the morals of the masses while entertaining them.
Shut up for a moment and look at me. See this? Bedbugs, Geralt. Bloody bedbugs. I, Kira Metz, advisor to Foltest, a member of the Lodge of Sorceresses, have bedbugs. Think what you will, but I'll not stay in this bloody swamp one day more. Not one day. I shall cross the Pontar, and that means Radovid's men will find me sooner or later. Don't you understand? I don't have a choice. I will have to parley.
Não tô com muita dó de você não. Fica pomposo, eu vivo no mato o tempo todo. E se quiser, você pode ir pra Kaer Morhen comigo e com o Vezemir.
Got another option. Go to Kaer Morhen.
You believe I'd be safe there?
Long as you don't piss Lambert off, yes. Emir, Radovid, neither will be able to reach you. Find little in the way of luxury there, but we do have clean sheets.
It's a long way, well beyond the dividing line. But if I keep to the woods until I reach the Kestrel Mountains, I should pass through unnoticed. So be it. Seems I find it hard to refuse you, handsome. You've clearly a notion of what women want, how they think.
As anotações, que senão isso vai dar merda.
Yeah, kinda. So before I go, I'll need you to hand me those notes.
All right, take them already. Farewell, Geralt. Or rather, see you soon.
Espero que não. Tô cansada de ser jogo. Ô, me leva! Essa mulher é muito otária, velho. Deixa eu upar. Último ponto. Podia liberar, hein? Ó, liberou. Agora eu posso usar isso. Ah, que maravilha. Aprendi certinho. Caceta. Acabou, Kira? Ei. Mas, galera, depois a gente termina. Acabou com essa fase, essa série de quests com a Keira. Acho que a gente não vê ela tão cedo. Espero que não. E é isso aí. Se você curtiu o vídeo, obrigado aí por acompanhar, né? Tudo. Vamos continuar aí. Jogar até o final. Espero que tenham gostando. Né? Se tiverem, deixa aquele like suave. Se inscreve aí, né? Que eu vou continuar postando. Sem falar nos outros milhares de vídeos que eu faço. E é isso aí. Obrigadão de novo. Valeu, gente.